That's all I'm doing, just walking around.
Is he alright? There is a network of code that is literally designed for children.
I have to press
My usual
Right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, as a father for the bride, I have pleasure in making this speech. I've been given lots of advice on what to say, so I will keep it short. I would like to say thank you for all coming and sharing Lisa and Lee's special day. As I look around the room, I realise how many friends Lisa and Lee have and hope you all have a wonderful day and evening. Today, I must admit, I'm the proudest dad. I think you will all agree Lisa looks stunning and has landed on her feet, meeting my new son-in-law Lee. I would like to finish with one final word to both of you. May you be blessed with happiness that grows and with love that lasts a long time together. I wish them enjoyment for today and for the fulfilment of all their hopes and dreams, and love and happiness always. It is now my pleasure to raise a toast to the happy couple, Mr. and Mrs. Millichamp. Cheers. Cheers.
And now, over to our groom, Lee.
I'd just like to thank you all for coming. Really glad we could spend this day together with you. I'd like to say a big thank you to Mum and Dad and everybody else. Mrs. Millichamp, you okay? Thank you for what you said, Mum.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. That's it. Just hope you all have a good time and enjoy the day with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. And the blue stayed up. I'll only say this once, not much, but vows, so thanks to you, mate.
Right, can anyone hear me?
No.
Right, I'll have to talk very, very loudly. Thank you to that, Lee. Thank you to everyone for coming. I hope you've all enjoyed the day so far. I think we've been blessed with the weather. It's been a lovely day, lovely meal, and it's really nice to see loads and loads of really smart. At that point, I was going to say smiley, happy faces, but I think one of the little kids has just bashed the other ones, perhaps not. Before I start formally, I just want to say, doesn't Lisa look lovely? Yeah. Great, beautiful hair, all done up lovely, and all the bridesmaids, so pretty, lovely colour scheme, and it's a testimony to all the people who work behind the scenes to put the day together. So, before I go on, a quick round of applause, just for Lisa. Right then, moving on to Lee. What can I say about Lee? Well, what can I say? I'll share it with everyone here anyway. I've known Lee for about 15 years. I'm his brother-in-law, I'm married to his sister Lorraine, and in that time, he's always been, he's just a good guy. He's reliable, he's honest, he's always been hard-working, and even from day one, Lorraine's always had a phrase about him. She's always said, oh, Lee's always been a grafter, and that's true, he has been. You put him, ask him to do something, he'll always do it to the best of his abilities. Always do that. He's shaking his head, but that's true, it is. The other thing is, he's incredibly generous. He'll always give you his last pound. Okay, admittedly, a lot of the time he hasn't got the pounds to give you in the first place. But if he had it, he'd genuinely do that. Bear no grudges. always a very, very generous person. I've got to make reference to Birmingham City, but I suppose the positive is for my own team is it's a guaranteed 6 points for next season, but there we go. There we go. But one thing I learned about Lee recently is, despite he's always had a bit of an interest in motorsport, he's liked the Grand Prix and stuff, and I knew when I was going out in the rain many, many years ago, he'd always be sitting there on a Sunday watching the Grand Prix and everything. But despite all that, he's actually a very, very bad driver. It's surprising. He even works for a car company now, but even so, he's an incredibly bad driver. As part of our stag do, we went through a go-karting experience. And to say Lee, if you actually said he came last, that's actually been favourable. He was worse than last. Beaten by everyone across the board. I only hope, for Lisa's sake, and kids, close your ears here, I only hope he's a better husband and a lover than he is a driver. We're all going to be doing it. Right, moving on to Lisa. I've actually got more to say about Lisa than about Lee. I first met Lisa, perhaps unsurprisingly, in a pub. It was the White Swan in Solihull, which is the Wetherspoons pub at the top of town, if anyone knows it. My initial thoughts about Lisa were, blimey, she could talk, oh my god. Actually, my second thoughts about Lisa were, oh my god, she really, really can talk. But at this point, obviously these were only my own personal thoughts, because I couldn't get a word in edgeways. It was a one-way conversation. But almost from day one, I took a liking to Lisa, and I can see how Lee and Lisa have grown together, got close together over the years, and they are ideally suited together. I took an instant liking to her, even when she showed me her Birmingham City tattoo. That didn't put me off, but perhaps only a little bit, but there we go. But, as I say, an instant liking to her. So, moving on to them as a couple, I thought, what is it that's brought these two people together? You know, relatively later on in life. And I did a bit of little sort of research of that. Maybe it's to do with their names, maybe it's to do with their sort of history and how they've been brought up. So I did a little bit of research on the internet. The internet's a wonderful thing to see, look at their names, the meanings of their names, to see if there's any links. The first one, Lee. Lee's actually a Celtic name. I thought that's good because his mum Christina here, she's Irish, Celtic, that makes sense. And it actually means a healer and a soother to all. So I thought, that's not right. And then we've got Lisa's name. Lisa's name is actually the derivative or an origin of Elizabeth. It's a shortened version of Elizabeth. And it means entirely devoted to God. So, scratch that up. That's no good. So, I then looked at their star signs. Now, I'm not a big believer in star signs and astrology and everything, but I thought, oh, look at that. See why they possibly so suited together. Lisa is an Aries, is that right? If I got this wrong, it's going to horribly flat. Lisa's an Aries. And Lee is a Libra, is that right? Yeah. Okay. So when I looked at the preparations for this wedding and how everything began to fall into place, lo and behold, Aries people want everything done yesterday. And they're headstrong and impulsive. And everything has to be done. It's all about me, and everything done my way. Brilliant. And the astrologers say the ideal match of people is actually an Aries lady and a Libra man. Because Libra men know exactly what they want to achieve, but they've got no idea whatsoever how to do it. So you put the two together and you've got a brilliant match. And lo and behold, we have this day and the start of a long and happy marriage together. So that's just about all I've got to say at the moment, really. And it just remains for me to say, now time to toast the happy couple and hope they have a long and happy future together. So if you all like to raise your glasses to Mr. and Mrs. Millichamp. Thank you. Okay, got some thank yous to do as well now. A little thank you to Louise here for being a bridesmaid. We can go do the honours, Lee, please. Okay, this is for Becky for all the wonderful flowers, cake decorations, table decorations, etc. Thank you. This is Hannah for being a lovely bridesmaid and my daughter to boot. Yes, there you go. This is for Jamie, helping with the wedding and the rings. There you go. And this is for Lewis for being a lovely little boy and part of the wedding party. Come get it. That skateboard's more interesting. Don't worry. Ben? All support you and Lisa. This is for my father-in-law. Thank you for everything. And that's there you go. My mother-in-law. There you go. This is for where is Donna? This is for Donna. And the last one here is for the rain. Rain.
Oh, wow.
So thank you so much for all their help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you all enjoy yourself now? Have a nice time?
Thank you for the yellow. I don't have that. Your sister and I. Yeah.